You don't want to ease into something. You really want to come, if you're having meetings with anybody, know what the 3 points are that you want to say. I've always said to have 3 points because 4 is too many, 2 are too few. And that way you're not overwhelming them with too much. Now, I had a podcast we recorded Friday with a woman who's very, 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 very senior at Siemens. And I asked her, because she has to make really serious presentations, because basically she is in charge of the sector that protects the power grids around the world. So it's a big deal. I said, well, how can you limit it to 3 points? She said, if I can't make the case in one slide, I haven't done my job right. Doesn't mean that she won't have supplemental ones, but you have to know, and they have to know exactly what it is that you're saying and what you're trying to achieve. So figure out what your point is. Okay, and then look about that. Men take the floor, they just yak, 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 yak. And women talk 50% less, and when they do talk, studies show they think they've talked too much. So pay attention to how much the guys are talking, use that much space. And if you're just quietly listening, it looks like you don't have anything to contribute. When you're interrupted, take back the floor. Have any of you ever had an idea stolen? Right, by guys who are doing that? Okay. Now, when you're in a male-dominated environment, how many of you it's like you're the only woman? Okay, a few, because now things have changed so that usually there's another one. If there is another woman, she has to be your ally. You're not competing against her for the same amount of success. You're going to create more success. And you got to build that alliance so that when she suggests something, you can jump in and say, great idea. And that when that idea is stolen, you can say, I really loved it when Kate brought up, and make sure that the credit goes to where it is due. If you don't have the other woman there to back you up, you have to protect yourself. When they interrupt, say, hey, let me chime back in. I wasn't done here with my idea. So you own this. Take credit for your work. Take credit for your work. The number one mistake women make is expecting other people to recognize and reward their hard work. While guys the whole time are pounding on their chest. Look at me, look at me. Right? So just make sure they know what you're doing and where you're going. Okay. A little anger is okay, just don't lose it. We all remember what happened when she lost it. Didn't go over so well, right? Women have a different zone of operation. You can't operate like a man. We're not there yet. And if you doubt me on this, just look what happens. Don't care what your political beliefs are, but if you look at what happened when in a certain presidential election and there was a woman, women have less room, okay? If a man is really, aggressive, then he's just in command. And if he's really sweet, he's a teddy bear of a boss. But if a woman's really aggressive, she's a bitch. And if she's really sweet, she's too nurturing. Okay, so you have less of a zone. Anger, got to be careful, and then tears. Okay? How many of you have ever cried at work? Hands high. All right, tell the truth. Because I'm in there. Okay? And when I did it that one time, what a mistake that was. Because the dynamic between my boss and me completely changed in an instant. And then I did research on this because it makes them so uncomfortable. They can't stand it. So if you're going to cry or lose it or feel utter frustration, my advice to you is catch your breath. Say, I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Get out of the room. Get a drink of water. Get your act together, and then come in.